What's going on YouTube? Nick96 here, back with another live stream, and again, it's going to be like the previous video. I'm going to be taking two cars from my garage and showing you how each of them drive, what the speed is, how they handle, how the brakes work, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm going to be showing you how I upgraded them and all that to see which car is the fastest, and you guys will tell me in the chat what car you like better, and yeah, so I'm going to be doing the Ford GT in this one, and then the Ford GT, and then I will be doing this Spania. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm going to be doing the Spania GTA Spaniel Duracell Edition 2016. So I will be comparing that in the GT, and yeah, so let me just get to the highway. So before I take off, I'm going to show you if I go to tuning. In this car, from 0 to 60, it is 2.819 seconds. From 0 to 100 is 4.691 seconds. The top speed is 271, and I've gotten to reach 270, almost 271. So yeah, let's get to me driving this car, shall we? So first up, we're going to be doing is speed, and then we'll do handling, and then we'll do braking, and then I'll show you what I did to upgrade for this car. Look at that, 269 already, and I've only been driving for like 3 seconds, maybe 5, but 271. 270.71 personal best. Alright, next up will be the handling, the speed pass. Now we're going to be doing handling, and yeah, so here we go. Look at that, no brakes around the corners when I have to turn the car. Even when I go around cars, don't even have to hit the brakes. 265, let me see, ready? Let's see if I can, 269 now. Let's see if I can go around cars at this speed, ready? $270. Look at that, almost spun out, but I didn't because the car catches itself. Still at 270. So the handling is very, very, very well in this car. And yeah, so next up will be the braking, and we'll see how that goes. So the little turnover highway part where you can turn onto the other side of the highway, I will be stopping right there, see how the braking goes. So speed pass, handling pass. Next up is braking. 270.63. So the braking's really good in this car. I'm going to try the braking again. This car likes to shoot out flames a lot at the back of the car with the exhaust. 212, and it barely just took off. Handling's alright. Speed's alright. Braking's alright. Look at that, 269. I've only been driving for like, what, 10 seconds? If you like the Ford GT, like this video so far and subscribe. Wow, braking's really good. Holy Toledo. So, the braking is good, the speed is good, the handling is good. Now I'm going to show you how I got this car to be this good with the speed, the braking, the handling. And how I got it to go up to 271. So first thing I went to engine. Or the conversion, I should say. I went to engine swap. It had a stock powertrain, and then I went to V12. Look at the difference. Went to a drivetrain swap. Kept it a rear wheel drive, so got up to that speed. I know it peels out, but it makes it for the long run. It makes it speed go much faster in the long run. With the aspiration, I did twin turbo. Look at it, big time. Twin turbo helps big time. Next, I went to engine. Went to intake. And then I did stock intake, which that from handling, acceleration, to launch. And then I went to that. It brought it up a little bit, but not really that much. But hey, if it helps, it helps. And then went to fuel system. And then it was stock fuel systems. If you look, it barely went up a bit, but hey, if it helps, it helps. And then I went to valves. Look at that. The handling went down, the acceleration went down, the launching went down. And if I do the race valves, it helps it a little bit. So why not try it out? I tried it out and I liked it, so made it helped go faster. But at displacement, I went from stock engine block, which really does nothing. If you look how the performance went down a tiny bit, and then I went to race engine block and it went up a bit, so why not? It's gonna help it out go faster. The pistons, I went from handling went down, acceleration went down, launching went down, and then I went to race pistons, it went up, the performance went up, and I tried it out and it went faster. If you like what I did to the car so far, like the video and subscribe. For the twin turbo, this one helped big time. This one I went from street twin turbo. Look at the speed went down, acceleration went down. The launch went down. And if I went to Sport twin turbo, the speed would go up, but the handling would go down. The acceleration and launch would also go up. But if I went to race turbo, speed would stay the same, acceleration and launch would stay the same, the handling would go up a little bit. But yeah. Next I did in-cooler. I didn't do anything because if I did that, I know it helps it a little bit, but I heard it really doesn't do anything. I mean, I can try it and see what it does, but the handling goes down. I don't want to mess with that. What's up, Hype Crit City? How you doing? So in cooler, I didn't do anything. The braking is automatically good in this car. So springs and dampers just kept how it is. I know acceleration and launch go down, but handling go up. If I do it that way, it'd be the opposite. So that's why I'm going to keep it how it is. Front anti-roll bars makes all the handling, acceleration, and launch go down. And then if I went to race, front anti-roll bar, it is the handling, acceleration, and launch go up. The rear one, same thing, handling, launch, acceleration. So then this one's the same thing. Well, actually I didn't put this one in because I didn't like how it looked in the car. And plus it weighed down more, or not weighed down, make the handling, acceleration, and launch go down. So then the weight reduction, I added the weight reduction. The handling goes down, the launch goes up, but I should have done this, but I'm keeping it like this, even though launch and acceleration go down a bit. But I will invite you right now. If you put your Xbox name in the chat, I will invite you right now. For the drivetrain, the clutch, I went to Sport, race clutch, I'm going to put that in. Transmission, I'm going to put this in. For the drivetrain, I'm going to put this in. With a differential, that does nothing, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Tires and rims, I think I'm friends with you on Xbox, Hip City, I'll add you right now. With a tire compound, I went to this one. Front tire width went all the way. Handling and all that. Race width, I went up. See how everything drops if I go down. If I went that. Rims style and all that kept the same. Spoiler I put on myself. Conversion, we do spoiler. Front bumper I just left as is, even though the handling goes up, acceleration and launch goes down. I don't like how it looks. For the spoiler, I could have done this one, where it raises by itself, I think, or I could have added this, but I did this because it makes everything higher. And yeah, so let me see what the speed is now. .271.2 still, so it helped a little bit. And now I'm going to take out the GTA Spanish car. So now I'm going to bring this to the highway. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the speed. So the speed for 0 to 60 in 2.731 seconds. I think the Ford GT was faster. For 0 to 100, 4.761 for 0 to 100. And then top speed is 250.2 miles an hour, so that's a little bit slower than the Ford GT. So we're going to see how the speed is, the handling, and the braking is, the whole 9 yards. So let's go. Let's begin. .12. Alright, so the speed, it went, for how the car upgraded, the speed went really well. So next I'm going to do is the handling. So you guys in the chat will tell me how this car handles. Or you guys will tell me if you like this car better or the Ford GT better. Let me know in the comments/chat. So here we go. This one is handling. So I want to say the handling is kind of like the Ford GT. The handling in this car is the same as the Ford GT. It's just at one point with the speed, it was at like, I think close to 215, 230 around there. It was a little bit better than the Ford GT, but I think they're both equal in the handling. But now I'm going to check out the speed. We're going to check out the braking. So the little crossover to get the other side of the highway, I'm going to brake there like I did with the GT and see how long it takes me to brake. So the brakes, they were okay. I want to say the Ford GT was a little bit better than this GTA car. So the Ford GT stops a little bit quicker with more speed too, which is a little funny because I figured this would have better braking than the Ford GT, but the Ford GT is a little bit better in the braking than this car. Stops a little bit quicker. So we're gonna go back and I'm gonna show you what they did to upgrade this car. So in my experience with each car so far driving, I think I like the Ford GT a little bit better. Not because of the speed, first off, but it's not about the speed, it's about how the car handled and how the car brakes when you need to brake. It's just when you go around corners, first we'll talk about handling. When you go around corners or when you're trying to dodge a couple cars at once, the Ford GT is more like capable of handling. See it like that? The Ford GT is capable of handling the turns, how the highway turns and all that, or how many cars are in front of it. Whereas if you're in the GTA car, I feel like if you turn just a slightly wrong, like a slight wrong, a tiny bit wrong, it'll want to drift on you or spin out on you. And that's what I don't like about that. I like how the Ford GT, it knows that it's trying to dodge the cars or trying to turn without hitting the brakes. So that's what I like about it. But the braking, next we'll talk about braking. The braking in this car, the braking in the Ford GT is a little bit better because even though it had a lot more speed, it stops a little bit more quicker. Not a lot more, a little bit more quicker. Where in this car it takes a little bit longer, with less speed, it takes a little bit longer to slow down. So next I'm going to show you how I upgraded this car and what you guys want to do if you got this car. So you can't put a V12 in this, so I went to dry swap. Kept it hot as is because I know the launching and acceleration go to 10, but the handling and speed drop down. So I kept it as is. The engine, I went to exhaust. Brings it down a bit. Everything down by 0.1. If you look at the performance, it goes down a little bit. The camshaft, I went from stock camshaft to this one, and it helped big time. Went up by 0.3. Look at that, 0.3. And then for the valves, I went from stock valves, which it went up by 0.1 for speed. Everything else went just a tiny bit. It went up by 0.1. Everything else went up a little bit less than that. So for the race valve, so next I went to displacement. I went from stock engine block from 9.3. Same thing for the sport engine block. Then I went even higher to 9.4 for speed. So I'm like, okay. So I clicked that, and that's what I used. For the pistons, they went from speed, everything went down, and then it went up a bit. If you look at the performance. Next I went to twin turbo. Everything, except for handling, but everything else went down. Handling went up. Oh look, you can tell a big difference on that one. For the in-cooler, I put racing cooler in, even though handling goes up and then it goes down. I don't know if it goes down or just stays the same, but if you look, speed went down, acceleration and launch went down, then it went up. And I put the cooler in, the racing cooler. For the oil cooling, I just kept it as is. I probably should put it in, but it really doesn't do anything. I know the launch, acceleration, and speed go up, but if you look, handling goes down, and I don't want that. For the flywheel, I went from stock flywheel to race flywheel. Handling, acceleration, and launching went down. If I go to race flywheel, the acceleration, handling, and launch go up. So I did that, the race one. And then for the platform and handling, braking's already 100%, or 10, I should say. For the springs and dampers, I kind of kept it as is because the handling went down. If I raised it up a bit, everything else would go up. So with this one, I didn't like how it looked in the car. Handling would go up, acceleration and launch would go down. That's why I kept it as is. With the weight reduction, I can put in the car. The handling goes up, the acceleration and launch go down big time. So that's why I didn't put it in the car. For the drivetrain, next we're on drivetrain. For the drivetrain, I went to clutch. I went to race clutch. Look at that, acceleration and launch and all that handling. They go up if I put race clutch in. If I do transmission, I did the race transmission out of sports and all that stock, because they go down as I go back to how it was before. Race transmission, they go up. So the differential, I did for the differential, I know it does nothing, but again I did race differential, so it helps for the wheel. When they spin out, it catches it. So it's not like, oh, it's going to keep spinning out, spinning out, spinning out, spinning out. No, it's like a race one, like a race car, how if they spin out, they catch themselves. For the tires and rims, I did for the tire compound, I could go with this one right here. It's just a Horizon Edition race tire compound, but really I went for this one. If I go for this one, it drops down launching, it drops down acceleration, it drops down the handling. But I figured I do like this for the wheels, but I figured it really did nothing. So I kept the race tire compound. For the front width, I went, if I did this, I know the acceleration and launching go down a tiny bit and the handling go up a bit, but I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to do this or not, so I might just keep it as is. For the rear, I went up, because if I didn't, handling, acceleration, and launching would go down big time, so that's why I went up like this. Rims, front rim size and all that, I kept the same as is. And yeah, so next comes the aero and appearance. For the front, I just kept as is, because the only thing that goes up would be handling, everything else goes down. For the spoiler, or the wing people call it, if I went like this, kept this, the only thing that would go up is speed, everything else goes down. So I kept this instead, and I like how it looks. So next comes the comparison for handling and braking and all that. So let me get back to my Ford GT. So my Ford GT, we're gonna do a little comparison. Alright, so now we're going to do a little comparison on how it handles, speed doesn't matter, how it handles and how the braking is. Like I said, speed doesn't matter, it's just all about handling and braking. Because if there's traffic or if there's like too many AIs at once, you want to get around that, or if there's a sharp turn or there's a turn on the highway, you want to get around it without hitting the brakes. I want to show you guys what the difference is. Like look, if I go side to side, this car won't spin out. Oop, hit a tree. Give me a like for hitting a tree. See look, this car's not going to spin out. And if it does, it'll catch a cell. See, watch, ready? Look, it catches a cell. Braking, phenomenal in this car. And when I say phenomenal, I mean it's phenomenal. Watch, ready? Look, it doesn't want to spin out, even though it's a rear-wheel drive car. Look at that. It would have spun out hitting that car if I was probably near the car. See, look at. I know it's not the best type of car for handling, but it's up there. Speed, I mean braking, it's really good. We're gonna take out the GTA car and do the handling and braking on that. They're taking out the GTA car. Now I'm going to see how this handles and how the braking is. You can't put a V10, you can't put a V12 engine in this. So that's kind of like a win for that GT. Automatically, it's probably why it's a little bit better, but alright, so here we go. This one's going to be about handling. Let's see how it handles. Wow. Oops. Wow, I'm trying to spin out in this car without hitting the brakes or the e-brake, and this car did not want to spin out. That is amazing. That's the same thing with the Ford GT. The GT doesn't even show the smoke. It catches itself a second after it happened. And I give both of these cars credit. I mean, like I said, the GT, the tiny bit better for handling. But this car is amazing. Alright, next up will be braking, so yeah, here we go. The GT, like I said, for handling is a little bit better because once it starts, like, it doesn't even show that it's going to spin out, because once it knows it's going to spin out, it catches itself. Where this one, it spins out for a second, it realizes it, and then it catches itself as it's like about to spin out. Where the braking in this car, we're going to find out. I have to admit, the braking in this car, tiny bit longer, like a touch longer than it is for the GT. The GT is a touch second, so I would say the GT is better at handling and is better at braking than the GTA car. Oh, it's starting to rain. That's a bad thing, so it's not going to help here. So, let me know. Hey, what's up, Kennedy Games? How you doing? So, I'm going to take out the Ford GT one more time so we can check how the braking is. How the braking is and how the handling is, so I can show you what it means. What's up, Kennedy Games? The rain's really not going to help the GT, so it's kind of bad to do. Hit the subscribe button and like if you like both of these cars, and tell me what car is better, the GTA or the GT. So right now we're going to do handling. I know it's not going to help in the rain, but we're going to do handling and see how it goes. That was my fault. I was looking at the chat. See, the rain really doesn't help after, so. Yeah, see, the rain's really not helping. See, once the GT knows it's about to spin out, it catches itself. See, it won't spin out. I'm trying to spin out. So next comes the braking. We're going to see how this goes. Because the GTA car seemed like it looked like it was like the Ford GT. Like, same of it, but we're going to find out for real. The handling's good. Watch, ready? See? It won't spin out or show smoke like the other car does, the GTA car. Like, it'll catch it so it won't like spin out. Okay, I have to admit, maybe just the GT is a bit faster. That's probably why the braking takes a little longer, but let me try and go the same speed. Yeah, the GT I think is better in braking, just a tad bit. The GT is better just a tad bit. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys like, subscribe, and I hope you guys like my live stream. If you guys like it, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, this is Nick96. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Ford GT and the Spania GTA comparison between the speed, the upgrades, the handling, and the braking, and all that. So this has been Nick96, and I'm out.